Hey everyone, Mandy here, and welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist, and I am coming to you today to talk about my ink and lovely ink that I was playing with already, of course. I came to talk about my ink today because I'm really trying to keep myself accountable. I am always overwhelmed with the amount of pens that I have, and I spend like so much time hemming and hawing, like every time I leave my house, which pens I'm taking with me, which pens are in what case, and I am just overwhelmed. I even have pens that aren't in my book that are inked right now because I've been experimenting and playing around, and those just will get inked up for the experiments and then thrown back. But it still just adds to my penness. I think I've gotten everything out of my rickshaw cases. I was just looking. I haven't talked about these at all, but I just got a bunch of rickshaw cases after watching something with Tata. Tata, yeah. Is it Tata or Tata? Or no, it's Tata. Okay. So yeah, I'm just looking to see what else I have left. I have a few pens that are inked that I'm keeping. They're kind of like my, how do you say it? They're like everyday pens, or they're special. Like these ones were all the ones that I are on my gin house that I inked up with my different size stub nibs. So they have different fun ink in them, and I do use them, but I'm not tracking them because they're gin house. They throw them in here. Same thing with my Pilot Kakunos. And I think I have a couple in here, like this one. This Diamond Mini I take to work every day. Same with this Jinhao. I take to work every day. So I just don't feel like I need to track them in the same way because they are being used every day. I think I'm close to being done. This has Taranishi's Traveling Sepia in it. I've been using it since last month. I think this was even in my lineup for last month. But yeah, it's about halfway. And I use this almost every day. So it's an extra fine. It's great even on regular paper, which sometimes as a teacher you need. So, and my students love my fountain pens. So I try to be really careful about which pens I bring to work because they want to try them all the time. And so I know that I'm going to have pens that are inked that aren't like my at-home journaling and at-home solo role playing and all of that kind of stuff. I know I'm going to have those kind of pens, but I'm trying to limit the pens that I have inked up all at once for my at home stuff. And I'm realizing, especially with my dip nibs and my dip pens, with my Sailor Hokoro dip pen, and I also have the Kakamori brass nib, and I now have a Colorverse nib that I will talk about at some point in an upcoming video, and just explain my differences with the different dip nibs because I have been experimenting with them and what I like. So those are coming. So but now, because I am using them and utilizing them more often, I don't need to have 30 pens inked. So I'm kind of going through this, and I'm feeling like as I was doing this, so this is my daily ink by day, and I have all of what's inked in here. And I went through this in my opening lineup. I did a flip through. I think I did this. This was my currently inked too. Yes, I did this for my currently inked. I was just trying to remember. So this is here just for my reference, but I did put them in this little lockbee. This is kind of like my random crap goes in here kind of thing. I have so many notebooks like this. Yeah, isn't it lovely? Yeah, making a mess. But anyway, this is my lockbee. They're really cheap. This is 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I think it's Sanzin. I'm not sure. Do not quote me because I have no idea. However, I do know that I prefer the 68 GSM to the 52. So that is something for me that I do prefer. So I'm just going to go through each pen. This may be a long video, so strap on in if you haven't already. And we're going to look at the pens because I want to unink at least 5 of these pens if I can get there. Like I want to unink 5 of these because I'm just not feeling, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so here we go. The first one is my Mahjong M800, and as I was writing with it, it writes so amazing. It really does. It writes so smooth. This is the best stub I've had that is, I don't know, that's not the ones that I mean, I did add this to the pen, but that's like a Yovo or more expensive nib. It writes so smooth. I love the color. I'm just not reaching for it. Like, that's what I want to say. I love the color. I'm just not reaching for it. Because I use this for what do I use this for? Art. And my art right now is really vibrant and bright, and I'm not feeling this, and I don't know how much is left, but I do have a full bottle of this. This is Van Diemen's Encore Swan Lake. Yeah, there's so much left in it. It just, I don't know if somebody else, I know that they're like, that's not much ink, but it's still ink, and it still hurts my soul to like, that's almost an entire converter filled. And I know I've refilled this once because I did fill this halfway up through February, but it is just not vibing with me right now. I have a full bottle. I will survive. Like, I have to remind myself, I have a full bottle. You can handle this. You have more ink than you know what to do with. So this one, I am going to unink. It's probably going to sit in my unink basket for like a week. So I may pull it if I feel it, but it is a really pretty ink. Like, I do love it. This one is very hard to read when it's in a smaller nib. I definitely recommend no less than a 1.1 stub, but it is so shimmery. I just love it. Like, it ends up getting, but it does end up getting all your papers glittery, but I did use it for some of my journal spreads with art and colored it in, and it's been so much fun to use for lettering. I do like it. So like I would give this like combo. I know that some people, I know like Gracefully Wild does it, and Karina Loves to Plan does it, where they say like they give the pen, the ink, and the combo. I think if I was doing that, I haven't really decided how I'm going to do it, but the ink was great, the flow was great, the pen was great. Like, this was a great combo. It's just not what I'm feeling right now, and I need to honor that and like let it go to the wayside. It will be there. My pen will still be there. I don't hate my pen, and so it will be there. My next one, this one is breaking my heart because I love this pen, and every time I pick it up, I just adore the feel. This is a Myers Pen Company pen. I actually have a second one coming to me, working with the owner, and he is doing another special custom for me, and it's going to be a little bit different, so I'm excited to see it. And I messaged him like yesterday or the day before, and he's going to have it shipped out to me on Monday, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to continue to talk up Myers pens because they are just phenomenal. If you're on Facebook, search them up because they're great. But this nib is a Leonardo nib that I had. So it was my original in my Leonardo Memento Zero, my Karina Loves to Plan's Winter Sunset, or Winter Sunrise. Sorry, I say sunset, but I mean sunrise. And I know what I mean in my head. I see the sun rise, but I keep saying sunset. I even wrote it in one of my things. But this is the original because I put an extra fine on that one. This nib works beautifully. This pen works magically. I had, what did I have in this? I had, well, I'm right here. I had Conklin's Dusty Rose, which it was a beautiful ink. I used it the first 2 days of the month because I love using this pen. And then I re-inked it with Sailor South Dakota. I was like, maybe if I'm feeling like closer to home, like, because since South Dakota is where I live, I would feel it. And while I love this ink, it's just, I'm not feeling it. So this one will be re-inked with something, but I don't know what yet. I'm just not feeling this like dusty pink. So, so this is Sailor South Dakota. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a swatch here for this one. This is, so South Dakota, we are known for our rose quartz. And I love that Sailor actually did their, like, did their research into South Dakota, because like Colorverse has one that I'm not going to buy because it's Gold Rush. I just, with the things that I know about South Dakota, we have like the most reservations in the country. We have a lot of land that belongs to the Lakota people. And so it really, really bothers me that they focused on the gold rush rather than the land itself, where Sailor focused on the land itself. And that makes me really happy, because we are known for our rose quartz, because it's everywhere. We literally have a quarry here in my city, and I just think that this captured that. Like, it is very close to Robert Oster's Cherry Blossom, so I don't think you need both if you have them. I have both because I got this for the namesake. But it has this beautiful rose quartz. If you've never seen it, it gets this like light pink in it, and it has this dark. It's also kind of dusty. So like, I feel like if you mixed this with and added layers of Sailor's Kitsune Biore, you would have the way that the rose quartz looks. It's just, it's something that's nice, because it's like that thing that I feel. So I feel very connected to this pen, because I love this pen, and I'm shaking my camera. I feel connected to this pen. I love this pen. It is so beautiful. Like, look at that. Look at all those different facets. It is so beautiful. I love this. I fell in love with this blank right away. And it does look like a strawberry daiquiri to me. However, I just am, and I love the ink. It's not my mood right now. My mood, and I'll get there. My mood is completely different. Same thing with my Bennu Euphoria. This nib, I switched it to its original broad nib. So this is a broad. It is wet and juicy. I have not been ever a big red person, except for at Christmas time. And so I have Momiji, and it lays down so much ink. It is wet and juicy. It's beautiful. But it's red. And I don't know what it is. I am not one of those who has the like negative feelings on red because they grew up with it. Like, I don't have that, which is weird. But it's just, I don't know what it is about red. I think it's just like so, I mean, you look at this page, what sticks out? That red. And it's so funny because I love like bright pinks, but I don't know. I do love this. This is the Diamines Ink Vent Winterberry. So I'm not ready to give up on this, but I've used it one time. And so I think what I need to do is, it is very reminiscent of parts of Snow White. So I think what I need to do is actually like pull it out and use it. So that one I'm going to keep. I'm going to set that over there. These two I'm uninking. Yes, I'm down. I got two down. All right. Jinhao 10 in my Gradient Coffee. I know that some people have been calling this other things, which is funny, like that we all have them different. I saw, was it Serial Nana today? I don't remember how you say your name. I'm so sorry. It is late, but I wanted to do this because if I didn't do it now, I will get so bombarded with my kids tomorrow, and I was overwhelmed. But this one is my Jinhao 10 with, it's got a cartridge. It's the, what is it? Is it a sepia cartridge? Do I not have it in here? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, platinum. Is it platinum? No, it's not the platinum. It is, I have it written down as the platinum. It is the Pilot sepia cartridge, and this is great. The Pilot sepia cartridge is amazing. And however, I know I inked it and put it in my list and lineup. This has become an everyday carry, so I don't feel bad that it's in a bag with my stuff. I've let my students use it. They get really excited because it looks really expensive, but I'm like, no, it really wasn't. And so this one I do like. I like the sepia ink. It looks such different colors on different papers. Like this paper almost looks black. But I'm gonna put this back so I don't forget. But yes, this is in my everyday carry case. I actually put it right here, right next to my other Jinhao, and it has the same cartridge in it. So funny enough, I like that cartridge, but I didn't think I would ever be a cartridge person. And I usually threw my cartridges out because I don't like standard blue or black. Okay, so I throw those out because I'm not going to use them. I don't see the point in keeping them. I have given some away, but like I get too many cartridges where I just am not going to have a drawer full of cartridges, so I usually just throw them away. But I really do like some of them. I have some pink ones that I've kept. It's just nice and convenient for my pens that are on the go, but at the same time, like I'm still an ink bottle person, and I will be. My next one is my TWSBI Eco, the Cafe Bronze. And I know I didn't actually put that much of this Brune Eiffel in it. I've used it 2 days. And I could not tell you why I still have it inked up. Because I have thought... I'm just going to put, I've used it 2 days because I don't know. I think that there's just not much ink in it. Like really, I really barely put any ink in it. I think maybe a milliliter, if any, even that. I think I am going to just empty this one out. I love this pen. This was one of my, like, this is one of my loves. And I usually have it inked with something. I had it inked for a while. What did I have it inked with? Lidate. And I think that combination, because I actually filled the whole pen with it. I think that was a much better combination. I used it way more often. But you know, I am finding sometimes that I'm not reaching for my, like I go through phases where I'm reaching for my Ecos. So it's weird because I just don't feel like I'm using them as much as I was. My espresso, I do love this color. And I am using it. And I think with Ecos, I think what I am discovering is that there are times where I really love the fine and the extra fine, but I really love the medium nib. The medium nib in the Ecos or in the TWSBIs is my favorite. I have definitely decided that, like, because I've used them so much that I know this. And it's like, it's also this like freeing thing where you finally, I kind of feel like I'm finally getting me in my pen journey. I'm finally getting it. I love the TWSBI medium nib. So this is good to know because in the future, I'm like always like, oh, should I get this nib? Because I have so many of this nib. Because I was watching a Karina video and she was talking about collector versus a user. And I am a user, but I'm also a collector of TWSBIs because I think they're beautiful and I love just looking at them. I'm going to share it eventually, but I do have quite a few and way more than I need to talk about. So we will talk about it, but just not right now. Okay, so my Nautilus, is this one the one with SBRE? Yes, SBRE Brown. I love this. I've used it a few times, but I feel like because I have so many browns that I haven't used this enough and I want to use it, but I'm getting pen overwhelm. There is something about this nib. This is a medium narwhal nib. There's something like where this nib at points, the way I hold it, like there's nothing wrong with the nib, but it feels like a stub in some places. And so I just like get annoyed at it. And the nice thing is it feels like a stub at times. So maybe I should change it. I'm going to say that. Maybe I should change it. Okay. I don't know. And maybe I think I need to write with it a little bit more. This was the pen, the Narwhal pen that changed my opinion on Narwhal. And I love this pen. I adore this pen. I actually, so my rickshaw case, I actually bought the pen protectors inside, and this one I bought the single one so I can put it in this so that even when it's in any kind of case it's protected, because I do love this pen. This pen was an Atlas exclusive. I'm not sure if they still have them in stock. I think they do. I'll have to look on that, and I'll leave a link in the description if they do. I love this pen. It is so beautiful. Like, it sparkles. I think this was what they said, I think this is a Jonathan Brooks resin blank, and it, oh my gosh, it's comfortable. It's beautiful. I love these little ink windows that feel like, you know, you're underwater, and it's very just, it changed my opinion on Narwhal, and I want to talk more about that eventually. But yes, I love that pen, and I think if I'm cutting down on this, and I am cutting down on this Azvine P20 as well, I will use it, because what I've been doing is this Azvine, I love this pen. As you can see, there is some buildup. I didn't know that Diamine Ochre did that when I first bought it, but it does. It builds up. It's not a big deal. It's just the way that the pen is, the way that the ink is. I don't know what it is, but it's just a buildup. It's just aesthetic. It cleans real easy. I wiped it off with one of my pen towels. Like, you know, it's beautiful pen towel. But I love this pen. Okay, I love this pen, and I love this ink. But I've had it inked up, I think, since January, and I haven't used it all. And I use this pen almost daily. It is in my daily carry, so it's not going to go away. It's going to get out of my, like, currently inked lineup. It's just going to go into an everyday carry. So this one, yeah, this one, and it doesn't shock me. Does not shock me that I am putting this into my everyday carry, because it's been in my everyday carry. This is my everyday carry case. There is 12 slots, because I do like to flip-flop my colors, although I have 4 brown pens and extra fine nibs, 4 different browns. But I sometimes am like, okay, I like to have my clicking ones for, like, when I need to jot a quick note. But if I'm at my desk doing my lesson planning, I like to have a couple different colors so I can, like, be like, here's where math is, here's where science is, that kind of stuff. But however, that one I'm gonna take out of the lineup, because when I get home, I want to use that so I can use up the ink so I can get to this. So what I need to do, because I've always been a dessert last kind of person. I don't know if you're a dessert first or dessert last kind of person, but you're pure chaos if you're dessert first. Okay, I'm sorry. You have to save the best for last, and that's okay. No, it's not. I'm not sorry. My whole point is that I am overcoming this, and yeah, I need to work on it. Okay, because what's happening is that I'm not using my pens that I really want to use, because I'm trying to get through the ink, because I feel like it's wasting. So yeah, this is a whole process, isn't it? It's a process, at least for some of us. Maybe some of you have it down, and I don't feel guilty as much as I did about having this many pens inked. However, I want to use them, so I don't want to feel like this sense of overwhelm when I leave. I want to, like, that's why I love this. This just, once this is refilled, because it will be refilled by the end of this video, once it's refilled, it just goes into my backpack, and that's where it stays. And so that's really helpful, because I have those pens, and then I'm not using them at home. They just come with me wherever I go. I want that for everything. Like, I got this really nice rickshaw case with the little cases in here that I can put my nice pens in for when I'm going to like I'm going to play my solo RPG with my friend. I can bring my nice pens to that because we are literally going to sit in a cafe, journal our games, and chat. I know I can do that where I don't want to bring my nice pens to school where I'm letting my students use them. Like, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. This is where I'm at. This is my headspace with what I'm thinking about. My Pilot VP, it's a nice pen. I'm using it more, which is really nice. And every time I use it, I am surprised that I like it so much. I think I need to work through my mental barriers because I had an extra fine nib in it for so long that I hated it. And I'm so glad that I took somebody's advice, whoever you are, if you're watching, thank you, and got myself the medium because I love it. And I think, though, it is, I would want the body of a, like, straight vanishing point. But I have taken my medium nib and put it in my Coffee Gradient Jinhao, and it does fit. So I do swap those out. At one point, this Decimo body had a Jinhao 10 nib in it because I was using my Jinhao 10's body, but I switched it out because I wanted to carry that with me, and I didn't want to carry my Decimo body. This one, what can I say? I haven't really used it. Not because I don't like it, but again, there's just so much to use. So I am going to, did I even use it once? Yeah, once. Just once. And like, nothing wrong with it. I love this, but right now I'm using my Jinhao 10s for everyday carry and a couple of my Kavekos. So I'm going to clean this out and put it up until I'm ready for it again. Just one, oh my gosh, I'm at 4 pens that I'm uninking. Yes. Oh, excellent. Yes. It's just that I'm not using my Kakunos right now. Like, there's nothing, I like them. There's nothing wrong with them. But yeah. Okay, so this is my talisman. It has Curious Woods by Ferris Wheel Press. I am enjoying this when I use it. I just need to grab it more. This one is just one of those. So what happened? I am enjoying it while I use it. I'm gonna keep it. So this one I actually refilled again. So what happened was I picked it up. It was in my cleaning from, I don't know when I filled this last, but I did really refill it. So it's got new ink in it, like full ink. It's the same ink, but refilled. And I picked it up and I was like, okay, I wanted to check the nib, and then I started writing with it. That's why this one was in my currently inked, is because it was already inked. So I'm really enjoying this again. I really like this one. I got this on sale during the Black Friday Atlas sale, and I wanted one more talisman in my collection with a fine nib, and this one spoke to me, and so I'm happy with the amount of talismans I have. I don't think I'll buy another one just because I like the thick body of the Euphoria more, but yeah. The glass bead game, I can't decide if I'm using it or not, and so I have had it in and out of my uninking. Let's see, how many times does my thing say? I have only used this once for art, and I think I've used it a couple times, like where I didn't track it, because this is another one of those cases of this is an art pen. Like, and there's a lot of glass bead game left in there, but I have a full bottle, and so I'm still trying to decide. I have a full bottle of it. Could I empty it and ink this with something else, or put it away for a while? I have used this pen for months, And I think it could use a break. It could use a rest. And I'm just not feeling, I love this color, but I think I'm not feeling it in a pen. And I could probably empty that converter into a little vial and then use it to paint. So I think that might be what I do, because I think then that's 5 pens. I'm still going to keep going because there's too many of them. But then I am using that or letting it go. So this is my Leonardo. I love this pen. I love this pen. However, I don't know. I think I'm over Kitsune Biori. Maybe. No, I'm not. Am I over it? Let's see. However, so what's so funny is I say, am I over it? And then, okay, today is a perfect example. Where is my journal? Today, I used it already. So maybe I'm not over it, but I used it on this page down here. And I used it to color in the letters on the march. So, you know, yeah, I love it. I do. I really love this color. I think that this is like the perfect color for this pen. I already have a couple ideas of what I'm going to put into it next month. This is a pen that I just love. So it is one that's going to stick. It is one that's going to stay. I just don't know if the ink is going to stay. I'm definitely going to keep it inked for now. But I just think I always reach for it. When I don't know what to ink a pen with, I just put Kitsune Biori in it because I've been in love with it. And okay, so I have been using it and it's almost empty. So yeah, it won't have Kitsune Biori in it for very much longer. I will finish that pen probably in the next week. And then, well, that's really great because then it will go right into April and I can plan it for April, which makes sense. And I think I'm going to put a browner tone in it for April. But I'm still working on exactly what my look is. Okay. Yes, I just refilled this SD. So this Esterbrook started the month, let me look at it. It started the month as a medium nib. Then I put in the Fude nib I bought with it. And then I had ordered a broad nib because I really wanted to try the Yovo broad nib. And now that's what it's got. I am enjoying this so much. Yeah, this one is one of my most used pens this month. I'm going to put that. I've already refilled it. And it is just a joy. No matter what nib. I did a video where I talked about the Fude nib with this. And it's there. I think it's my latest video, but I did one where I talked about the Fude nib on this. It's a Fude Flex nib, which makes it really hard for everyday writing. I only have 3 SDs, and I'm trying to keep myself from getting more, because once I find a pen I really like my diamonds, my Twisby diamonds, I love them, and so I want like 5 of them inked with different inks, but so I'm running into the problem where like I want more, so that's why I've been swapping the nib, because I only have 3. I know I could put my Yovo nibs in other things, but I only have 3 of these, and these are the most comfortable pens that I have. I heard it so many times, and I waited until I got my winter white, and I love them. So I am taking the day off in April so I can get the Coffee Monsters Co. one, because that's my next SD, but I'm not buying any more, although Karina posted that she got the tortoise one, and I'm having a real hard time right now. So, all right, my Diamond 580 Iris. This was for a long time my Grail pen, and I got it on sale at Endless last year, and I was so excited. It is a medium nib, which does not shock me. Look at that nib. Just look at her. Isn't she beautiful? She is beautiful. I love this nib. However, I didn't realize that this thing would get scratched, and that's when I started buying cases, is because this is really scratched, which is fine because it's got love. However, I'm bummed. I was using this pen in my solo RPG book. And I will show you, because I just started a new campaign for this game called Colossal. And I was so excited to use this. And it was going fine. It was going fine. And then on the second page, you can see how much it started just hard starts, hard going. And it didn't have as much ink left in it, but it still had ink. So then I switched to, I actually have it still inked. I switched to a Banu, and my Banu, because it had, I didn't get it cleaned out enough, it had shimmer ink. So then it like was having a hard time, and you can see there's places where there's shimmer. I don't think you can see it on camera, but like I switched to that, and just wasn't working. So I'm really bummed, because I was really feeling these pages here, and they just, this is when I switched. So you can see, because I had Diamond Tranquility in here, but I was so mad. I did so many different things to get it to start, and now you can see where my Banu started working the way that Banus work, because they're amazing. But this pen, I love this pen, and I'm so mad because then the next day I refilled it all the way. This is Sailor Manyo Haha. I know that from what I understand and what I've read online, and I could be wrong, the Manyo Haha, Fuji, and Nikonagi can be pretty dry, but so dry that it stopped working and then it started working when I refilled it. I don't know. I cleaned the nib. I pulled the nib out of the feed. I cleaned it, and it was still not like it was really frustrating. So I don't know what was going on with my pen, but it's writing beautifully now. See, look at that. Look at how beautiful and wet that is. I did nothing, but it's writing beautifully now. But it was struggling after a page, and I'm mad at it. So I don't know what I would rate this. What would you rate this if it struggled after a page? It was looking like this, beautiful, for a whole page, and then it just stopped. I've never had that happen with any of my pens. I don't know. Maybe I just have never written that long with my TWSBIs. Is that a TWSBI thing? Because I thought I read a few things on the line on the internet. Has anybody had issues like with that with their TWSBI? I don't know if I've long-handed like page after page after page with them, but it was struggle to write after a page. So we'll see. The jury's out on this one. I'm hesitant to start using it again, because I am really, by the time that I get my journal, like my RPG in the journal, I've done prep and I've planned it, so I want it to look nice, because it's just something I want to look nice forever. But I don't know, I was really mad about it. Okay, this is the next one. This is my Diamond 580 in Ice Blue, and it's got Wearing Ghoul Enki, and I've used it a couple times. I want to use it more, but I don't know if I'm feeling this like ice blue, but I definitely know that if it's not empty, I'm going to carry it over. So if it's not empty by March, I will carry it over. If it's not empty by March, I'll carry it over. It's because I really, I don't know. I have just a fondness for both this pen, this ice blue pen, and this ink. I love Enki. I mean, it was one of the very first ink bottles I bought. Like I want to say it was one of like the first 3 ink bottles I bought. I know Konpeki was like the first besides my Rohrer and Klinger. So my Rohrer and Klinger sketchings were my first ones, and then Enki and Konpeki and one more. What was the other one? I can't remember, but I know that they were some of my very first ink bottles. And Enki is hard to read at times, but I just love it. It does such beautiful things. It's like my favorite shade of blue, and yeah, I could bathe in this blue and be happy. It's my favorite shade. It makes me so happy. So I don't know. Anyway, here's my SD in the Once in a Blue Moon. Another one. This is like one of the second top of my month. So I have used this one. This has a fine nib. Is it fine? Yeah. The second top ink or top pen I've used, which doesn't shock me, which is funny because I think I'm in a Urameku phase. I ended up buying 2 more over the course of the month. I bought Seki and Byakuya, and I'm going to put those in pens for April, I think, one of them. But yeah, I don't have much to say more about my SDs. They are fabulous. Another one. This one surprises me though. This one I have used 2 times, 3 times. I've used this 3 times. And this is Atlas. This is Wearing Gold Atlas. It's an Atlas exclusive. It's a shimmer ink. It is beautiful. I don't know why I'm not reaching for it. I think I'm gonna just use it tomorrow because I love this pen. I just don't know why this one is another where I think it's because I know this pen is awesome and I'm gonna reach for it. And I did use it. I have used it, but just not as much as I expected that I would use it, because I refilled this pen 4 times last month, yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe I was just like, your pen needs a break, because it has plenty of love. But this is my ultimate favorite pen. Ultimate favorite with a mini stub. Yep. I think it's ultimately my favorite because my husband bought it for me, and I never thought he would buy me a $250 pen. And I love him. He even got me the custom grind with the mini stub. This is the only Pilot Kakuno I'm going to keep inked for the month. And this is the transparent one. This is an extra fine nib, and this has my Rover and Klinger sketch ink in it. I wanted to say, and this is the only time that I'm because I wanted to talk about the sketch ink, and because I haven't used sketch ink in a while, I wanted to put it in my currently inked. I usually don't put my waterproof inks in my lineup, but because I wanted to see how this was going and how it was working, you have to be really careful with sketch ink. Sketch ink, I don't know, I think Diatramentis document ink is pigment based as well, but this will dry out and clog up your pen if you're not using it. And I actually ran into that this week. I didn't use this for a couple days, and it only takes a couple days. I didn't use this for a couple days, and I had to wet this nib. I got it wet. All you have to do is get this wet, and then get it in there. But I mean, I'm using this, obviously using this. I knew I was, but it did have a hard start. I think next month I will be using Sketch Ink Emma, so that will be fun. It's a really beautiful green. It's probably one of my favorite green inks, but this, yeah, so just be aware if you're using sketch ink. That's why I put it in a cheap pen. This pen was $8 I got on Amazon a while back. It's a cheap pen. I used just the converter, emptied out, and I know it could stain. I know it could clog. I used to use my Lamy Safaris for the sketch ink, but because I don't really love how Lamy Safaris feel, I just haven't been. Okay, so we got one more page, or page and a half. My Hongdian M2 in purple has Solferino in it by Rover and Klinger, and I am loving this. How many times have I actually used it on page? None. Because this goes in my everyday carry. So this is probably, this will be the last time that this pops up because it's an everyday carry. So I'm just going to put, this will be in EDC. And I don't know, I'll probably put another ink in it, but I am really enjoying this. Thank you so much, Grace, for singing the praise of your Hongdian M2. Oh, getting goosebumps. So I'm still struggling with the noise. I'm still having a hard time. You can visibly see my goosebumps. My ear hurts now. from that. I have to be really careful. I try to do it fast or whatever, but I do love this pen. I am finding that I like a little bit of heft to my pens, and this one has nice heft, and it writes so lovely. Like, for it being an under $20 pen, it writes just like a dream. It's a medium nib. It's so cute and pretty, and so yeah, I really love it, which means that I'm going to this week when it comes get the Hello Kitty one in the All Sport. I'm so excited, and I'll share that when I get it. I probably won't do an unboxing. I'll just share it in my next video, but I'm so excited because I can do it. So we'll just leave it there and say that's an everyday carry. I love it. Thank you, Grace, because I am really proud. I still have issues with the metal on metal, but Goosebumps are already going down, so we're good. My Onslow, my Walltown Onslow with Nether Purpur. This one was a carryover from last month, and as you can see, I use it quite often. I'm having a really hard time with this purple because this purple is everything. This purple is everything, and I'm going to write that. Is everything. I am loving this purple, and I love it so much that I have been, I think I know my sign. Like, this is my sign. But the problem is that I love this and two other purples. And let me see. I have them written in here, right here. This one is the Kobe 62 Nuno Biki Lavender. And then there's the Sailor Shikiori Fuji Sugata, which is slightly more pink, and it has more pink shading, especially when I'm doing my artwork. And then this is Kobe 56. So I pulled this out. So I don't have my Kobe 56 on my lineup. It's in this. Thanks to Grace. Grace, I went and got an M1, and I'm loving this. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Like, he's got a little smiley face on him, and it's got the same nib. And it does the same thing. And it's about the same size, I think. Let me look. I'm going to double check. So here we go. We're going to get some more of this going on. Whew. Okay. Sorry to my viewers if you have the same problem as me. So the M1 and the M2 are pretty much identical, except for a couple things. Like, I guess the M1 isn't as rounded, and it's a little longer. But they're about the same. Like, I am not weighing them. I'm just feeling in my hand. They feel about the same when I'm holding them and writing with them. So yeah, I had to get the M1 because I love this beautiful purple. This is, yeah, that's everything. So that one has the lavender, or the Kobe 57. And what is Kobe 57 called? It's got a name. Yes, it has a name, but I can't remember what it's called, and I can't find my sample. But I was using, so for day 2, since I was having so many issues with my blue, I switched to the purple, and you can, so maybe not on camera, maybe if I get it real close. There are 2 different colors here. This is the Kobe 62. This is the Kobe 56. My husband cannot tell the difference between those 2 colors, which is fine because I know that men have less color cones in their eyes, or, you know, less color receptors or whatever you call them. I know that men can't see as much color, but I can see the nuance. And I have to, if you can, I don't know if it's picking up, it is absolutely stunning in person. There's this like pinky area right here in my flowers, and there's like this light blue. This is the kind of purple that I die over. So this is the 57 or 56, Kobe 56. 57 is a hydrangea I did not get my hands on. Everybody's sold out. Oh, whew, sneezed, excuse me. But then right there is that is the Fuji Sugata, the Sailor Shikiori. I did the math by milliliters. They're all the same price. So I am trying to convince myself that I do not need 3 more bottles of ink, but I need to. I'm gonna have the 2 Kobe's because Kobe has become one of my favorite inks. But yep. Anyway, that is that's not happening until next month. So, because I told myself I can't buy them until I have filled my pens with the very last drops of the ink samples. Because usually what I do is I buy it before the ink sample's over. I'm not doing that this time. Okay, did I talk about this one? No, so this was all the ones, those were all the ones that I had already written down. These are the ones I added. So I've added this mini, and this has Sailor Mono Hinoki. I am enjoying this one, and this is another that I take to work every day. And this is my mini purple, and it has an extra fine nib in it right now. I mentioned it many times, but especially because this is so easy, I can swap the nibs just like that. Boom, swap. This did have, last month, this had my document ink, and so now, and it was the purple document, it was the purple violet document, so now it's got kind of a purple tint to it, and I've soaked it. I need to do it one more time, but that is the thing that you run into with document inks. So beware if you have a pen that you are really precious with, things can happen. So I did a little bit. So this is my 32 and my 24. Okay, so my AdMock, I never pick up, and I am almost out of ink in it, which is great because then I can put it away. But I was experimenting, and I wanted to see, because I love the nib on this. I just don't love this pen. This, I know some people really like AdMocks. I'm not a big fan. I got this one. I got them to try. So I got this one and the M800. This is the M400. It's the same exact size as my Pelikan M200, and I hate it. I hate my M200. I hate it. I don't use it. It sits in a box because the nib sucks. It sucks. It's not a great pen. I probably will never buy, I can't say never, but I feel like I don't want to like even look at their fancier pens because I'm so disappointed with that one. It was my first really nice pen, and it was just a letdown. So this one, like, I don't mind the body. It's comfortable to write with, but this right here, the cap comes unscrewed because it is a cheap Chinese pen. The cap comes unscrewed, and so then it can leak, and I just don't like it. But I loved the Schmidt nib, so I wanted to see if, because I have tons, I have like 3 extra TWSBI diamond broad nibs, so I wasn't worried if I destroyed it. So I swapped out my broad nib and put it on here, and I put my, and it, like with their original feed housing, with their original like feeds. So this is the Schmidt AdMock feed, and this is the TWSBI feed, because that's how they fit in the housing. And I now have a TWSBI with a Schmidt nib, and I am really enjoying this. This is an extra fine, and it is writing like gold. Schmidt nibs are my favorite, and I actually really love the way that this gold looks in here. I wish I could like change out the hardware here so it would be gold, but I'm loving that navy and gold. And this has Terre de Feu in it from J. Urban. And yeah, I'm using it. I've had it inked for just a couple days, and I've already used it a lot. And I'm not mad and enjoying this. I am enjoying this broad nib. I have been in a broad nib, what do you call it, mood, and so yeah, I just I'm enjoying this broad nib. So I won't be sad when this is like empty, but I won't refill it. So this is one that's like on its way out as soon as it's empty, and I think we're getting there. Like you can kind of see that it is kind of transparent. You can kind of see through some of it. And let's see, there's still, and I mean, there's still a fair amount of ink in there. And that's Sailor Manu Fuji. And so I'm really enjoying it. And surprisingly, the Fuji is really wet in it. So that's good. It's broad nib, so that makes sense. I didn't talk about this. This was just a carryover. So I am still using this, and I'm still using it. So I'm just going to say I'm still using. And smiley face, because I like it. I did actually refill it. So yeah, this is my Sailor Ink Studio 237 with my rose gold cream in a fine nib. Yeah, I actually really like this fine nib. This fine nib is probably the best fine nib that I have from Twisby. So yeah, then my rose gold smoke came out of hiding, and this is with a broad nib. And this is, I have been trying to find a pen that I would like with the Rouet d'encre, the rusted, the J. Bond rusted inker, and I'm actually really liking this, and it's fitting with what I'm feeling. I am feeling these browns and off reds and these colors. I'm just really liking it, and this nib is heart. I already knew that. This broad nib is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite pens. One of my favorite pens. One of my favorites. I wanted this for so long, and when I got it, I was so happy. My smoke rose gold. Ah, I just love that pen. I'm a really big rose gold person, can you tell? This is still going really well too, and this is a newer one, and I am loving it. I just am not reaching for it as much because, again, like this, see, and that's where I'm at. Like, I am loving it. And this is really helpful to go through all this because I am loving, like, I don't have anything else to say. I'm loving this pen. And so I'm really finding, like, okay, this pen can go. This pen doesn't need to be here anymore. This pen. I haven't shown this. I don't know if I've shown this at all on the channel. Maybe I did. This is one that was a splurge. Oh, woman. I've only had one this month, though. I'm really proud of myself. I've only had one, like, not planned splurge, and that was this one. This is where I'm like, Narwhal, you have, Noveler, you have redeemed yourself. I had some issues with some, and I think I'm wondering if it's just because I don't like vac nibs, or our vac pens. I like piston, I like converter, I don't like vac fill. I really struggle with them, and I hate them. And some people like them, great. I'm not one of them, but this is their Horizon, their Noveler Horizon in the French Chateau. This was an endless exclusive. I think that there are still some left, but this is just beautiful. And I went with Waterman's Inspired Blue. I went with it to see how the nib worked because this is a fine nib. And then I fell in love, and they don't match. They're not matching, and I'm okay with that. They're still blues, but this color, and it, yeah, this color, this pen, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this inked in this with this color, but you can see on my chart when I got this pen. And the only reason I didn't use it is because I don't know why I didn't use it the last couple days. It's because I was using other pens, and I was purposely using other pens. But this one is really comfortable. It is, there is no, like, the step is up here, or like the twist part is up here. I really like that. That is a really smart thing to do, is put the, like, twisty part here, because then when you're grabbing it, you're not getting it right there. I really like this pen. I'm gonna watch out for more Horizons because I love this, and Narwhal may become a favorite company. I was impressed. Like, I had some issues with like getting in touch with them, but they were really great when I had issues with my first couple pens. They were fantastic once I actually got a hold of them, and my last couple pens have been just bangers. So they have totally redeemed themselves in my head. So, like, I've kind of, like, I'm not gonna write off a pen because I've had one bad experience. They're, like, I have to remember, they're selling everywhere. They're selling hundreds and thousands of these things, and mistakes happen. So I'm trying to remember that in my head. My rose tea has my Jane Air glass bead game mix, and I don't know, I'm not hating this, but I'm also not reaching for it. But it was also because I also inked it up for a video, so I don't know. I also just have some mixed feelings on, I don't know, the company that I got this pen from, I no longer support. And so I'm having a really hard time using my pens that I bought from them that were exclusives. And it's not the pen's fault, right? And I bought it. I love these pens. This is one of my favorite pens, but I have a really hard time inking it up and using it because I just don't feel right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love this one so much. Well, no, I just love this pen. This is one of my favorite pens ever. But I don't know. I don't know. Has anyone ever gone through that where they have negative feelings because of their feelings for a company? I don't know. Maybe I should get over it because it's a pen. I paid for it. I didn't pay for it with the knowledge that I have now. So maybe I should be okay with it because I'm not I don't know. It's so much in my head. I'm in my head all the time. Hello, my mental illnesses. But yeah, this one was an experiment. So I got this nib. It was an extra fine, and it was bad. It was bad on the pen. It actually came with my espresso, but I reached out to Twisby and they gave me a new one. But then I was like, okay, so this one of the tines was off. So I don't know if it was just sent to me that way in the beginning or what, but I took it as a fun thing because I was like, all right, you're gonna have to throw this nib out anyway. And I made myself a mini stub, and it actually works like gold. So, I mean, I was gonna have to throw this out. Twisby fixed my pen, so now I have a really nice extra fine nib that works, and I have a stub. And I wouldn't recommend doing this yourself because it was a lot of a pain, and there's still some issues with it, but I'm enjoying it. I just was playing around. I'm gonna put the extra fine back in when I'm done with this. This is the Pilot Your Shizuku Seongyo, and as soon as it's gone, and there's not much because I didn't really ink it that far. Once it's done, I'm gonna put the pen away with its extra fine. But it was a fun little experiment to see if I could actually grind something into a mini stub, and now I have one in case I ever want to use it. And so it's great. But Twisby, oh, I cannot. Twisby, thank you so much for taking care of your customers. That was awesome. I already talked about this one. Loving this nib. I have to say, Schmidt nibs and Yovo nibs are my favorite. Schmidt nibs are just, oh, that's why I like the new so much. Schmidt nibs. Oh, I can't wait for my pixies to be here. Oh, be here already. Urgh. And then my last one. Thank you, Goldspot and Esterbrook, for making this right. I am so happy. It took a little bit, but I got my twinkle. It opened right away. I kind of tightened it too much. It opened right away. Came out just like that. Just like it's supposed to. And it twists on. And it twists. I had a medium nib in it when it first came, but I ordered a fine because I wanted to. I ordered this fine with my broad because it was going to take longer to get it because I had ordered it in a fine originally and then had the issues with this part. This is the part that I had an issue with. This part wouldn't twist open, and then it would, when I pulled it down, it got stuck right here, and I had to pull it, and then it got stuck. It got stuck in multiple places, and it was okay, well, that's not how this is supposed to be. So I sent it back to Goldspot. Esther Brooke was working with me as well, so I sent it back to Goldspot. They agreed that would be a feasible thing. Goldspot said the fines are sold out, so I was going to have to wait, or I could swap it with a medium, so I did. And I don't mind twisting out the nibs and putting a different nib in because I do that all the time. So I ended up just buying a fine nib off of Estabrook's site with these really lovely blotter pages and the broad nib for my SD. And I am really, really enjoying this. I love this nib. It is a small pen, and I've been writing with such big pens, so it feels kind of like I'm writing with like a ballpoint pen, or you know, like my older pens. I do like it posted a little bit to give that little bit more back here, but the only thing is I had put a J. Herbon ink in it, and I think it was really dry, so I wasn't loving that ink. So I tried just to make sure it wasn't the nib. I did Waterman's Tender Purple. And it is Tender Purple writes like a dream, but I don't know if I'm feeling the color, which is weird because I have 3 other pens that are inked with 4 other pens. And this Twinkle, oh, it's so beautiful. But I'm not feeling this Twinkle with the Tender Purple. I am writing with it, and I don't know. I do have a full bottle of this Tender Purple, and it's really cheap ink, so I don't have a problem with emptying this ink out, but I think I'm worried that this part is going to get stained, and then I'm going to have purple, and so I think that's what I'm really worried about. And I'm just going to take it out now so you can see, like, maybe you can see it from there, but like I'm really worried that that's gonna stain. So I'm actually gonna take it out now because I'm freaking out now. But because I just this pen is so beautiful, and this is just for aesthetic. This doesn't come off, but I was so bummed when I had to send it back. But it's here. It's beautiful. It makes me happy, and it's sparkly and wintry and all the things that it was supposed to be, and it is. And Estabrook, make an SD in some of this twinkling, sparkly stuff. I don't care what color, just make it sparkly like this. And please, because I definitely prefer the SD over the Twinkle size-wise. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's my pens. And that was a lot of pens. This was a long time of me talking your ear off. I don't know. I have this pile of pens that I'm going to empty. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pens that I'm going to empty. And well, 8 with my Twinkle, but I'm gonna refill that. I am gonna refill this one, but that's feeling really good. I don't know if it's really gonna help me with my decisions, because 6 minus, or 36 minus 7 is still, you know, 29, 30 pens. But I'm getting there. And some of my pens are getting close, and I'm gonna be like, nope, you're not re-inking them. Just put them away. Like, so that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, let me know what you think. I rambled a lot, and my brain kind of went towards the end, especially, and I just don't know where I'm going with that. So anyway, let me know if you have similar problems with inking pens and having all of these feelings and craziness and whatnot. Let me know what you're doing to keep yourself accountable to your plans for the year, or what you hope for pens and ink and all of that. But I really appreciate it. If you made it this far and you don't have anything to share, I would really appreciate if you threw down like the Z emoji, because I'm really tired. Not because you're really tired, because you're watching my video. And if you made it this far, you must like my content for some reason. Sorry, you must like it, or you just forgot about me. Thanks for forgetting and playing my video. Yeah, hit like. That helps my video get to the people that it needs to. And if there's anything that perks your interest, I do have an Atlas affiliate account. Thank you to those who have already purchased. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I have links for the things that I use the most, and I will see you in the next one. I'm really excited, and I'll give you a sneak peek because you made it this far. This is what I'm going to be playing with in my next video, which is glitter potion and inks. So if you have any inks that you think would look beautiful with frost or mind control glitter, a purple, and a blue shimmer, let me know. Have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this.